A foundation is not a destination. It is a declaration. I declared myself a sovereign creator, and the cosmos heard me. It did not challenge me. It connected me, weaving my soul into the fabric of reality itself. Now that connection must be focused. A universe, however perfect, is diffuse. Potential must become potency. Infinity must be given a name, a face, a beating heart. The next step is one of supreme, violent focus. I will take the genesis in my chest and collapse it into a singularity. Inside the realm, dew glistens on the crystal grass I created. I'm not meditating. I'm walking a slow, deliberate path around the central lake, my bare feet leaving no imprint on the mossy bank. With every step, the water's surface stills perfectly, reflecting the sky without a single ripple, as if the lake itself is holding its breath. Master, the gate of unfolding dawn has been active for 72 hours. Its harmonic field is performing as designed. 3 mutated wolf packs, their fur matted with corrupted mana, veered away from its vicinity as if repelled by a beautiful song. A flock of storm crows, their feathers now iridescent and lightly metallic from ambient mana, have nested upon its apex, their caws turned to melodic calls. The settlement's scouts have located it. They maintain a distance of 500 meters, observing. Their emotional signatures are a mix of awe, terror, and intense curiosity. No hostile intent, yet. Awe is a better shield than any barrier. It makes an enemy question their own purpose before they even draw their weapon. But we cannot rely on mystery forever. Strength, understood and acknowledged, is the true deterrent. Cosmic Tao Codex, initiate the protocol for the core realm. Explain it to me. Not as a system, but as a poet of physics. Realm 6, the core realm. If foundation establishment is the birth of your personal cosmos, then the core realm is its maturation into a stable, eternal state. You will perform a gravitational collapse of your Tao foundation. You will take the sprawling micro-realm with its suns, its laws, its infinite potential, and you will compress it. You will crush space, time, and concept into a single, dimensionless point of infinite density and finite scope. Your cultivation core. This core becomes the engine of your existence. It is your soul's anchor, your power's heart, and your consciousness's throne. The quality of the core determines everything: your lifespan, the purity of your energy, the weight of your spiritual pressure on the world around you. Most cultivators, should they reach this stage, form a crystal core, a static, gem-like object, powerful, but limited. The legends of old speak of nascent star cores that burn with stellar fire, or chaos vortex cores that are miniature hurricanes of raw power. Yours will be born from a universe. Therefore, it must become something that can contain a universe. Correct. The process is one of immense spiritual strain and conceptual focus. You must guide the collapse, ensuring no aspect of your Tao creation, sovereignty, order, evolution is lost, only concentrated. This typically requires decades of secluded, painstaking meditation to avoid a collapse flaw, a crack in the very concept of the core that cripples future growth and can lead to self-detonation. For you, Master, the timeline is different but no less perilous. Your omniversal understanding allows you to map the infinite variables of the collapse in real time. Your cosmic supreme body can withstand the spiritual forces involved, which would liquefy a lesser being. Estimated time for a stable peak-grade core: 7 days of absolute focus. However, there is the variable of the hidden realm. The extreme core realm. Not a step forward, but a step deeper. A forbidden legend whispered among cosmic entities. After forming a perfect core, one does not advance to the nascent soul. Instead, one shatters the perfect core and rebuilds it from the fragments. Not once, 9 times. Each shattering is a spiritual death, a complete dissolution of self. Each reconstruction multiplies the core's density and power 100-fold. The risk is total, absolute annihilation of the soul with no chance of reincarnation. The reward is a foundation of power so dense it bends fate itself. I stop walking. I stand at the water's edge, watching my reflection. For a moment, I don't see the serene, powerful being I am now. I see a desperate young man lying in the dirt, the memory of a knife in my gut, of betrayal whispered by the only brothers I had left in a dying world. The calm in my eyes is replaced by a flash of icy fire. Jocks and Reed. They stab me for a chance at a normal. Ascension Stone. They live in a world of weak traits and desperate scrabbling for scraps. If I meet them with just a perfect core, it would be enough to erase them, but it wouldn't be a statement. It would be an administrative task, a janitor cleaning a mess. I will not walk the standard path. I will build my perfect core, and then I will break it. I will walk the extreme core realm, not for them. For me, to forge a foundation so absolute that no betrayal, no enemy, no god could ever threaten it again. To see what lies on the other side of perfection, begin the collapse. Schedule the first shattering for the moment after stabilization. Acknowledged. Warning. The energy signature of a universal collapse, followed by the planned tribulations of 9 consecutive shatterings and reformations, will not be a regional event. It will be a beacon. It will make the previous cosmic events seem like whispers in a storm. The world will take notice. Let them. Let the entire broken world look at this mountain and understand one thing. A new law lives here. And its first law is I am. Kai sits at the very center of his realm, a tranquil lake reflecting a sky that seems to hold its breath. This is no ordinary meditation. This is an act of creation and destruction on a scale few could comprehend. The very light around him begins to bend, distorting reality as it strains inward, drawn towards a single point in his chest. The air grows heavy, thick with an unseen pressure, silencing the world. Not even the insects dare to chirp. The silence is absolute, a vacuum waiting to be filled. We dive deep inside, into the micro-realm of Kai's foundation. It is a breathtaking sight. Not a mere energy center, but a universe in miniature. Countless tiny galaxies swirl in the void, each one a testament to his understanding of the cosmos. At their heart, a central sun burns with the connected light of a billion stars. Kai's consciousness, a vast and gentle presence, envelops it all. He doesn't begin with force or aggression. Instead, a command resonates through the very fabric of this inner space. A command that is also a plea, a whisper to his own creation. It is time. Draw inwards. Remember your true shape. Remember you are one. Instantly, the cosmic dance shifts. The galaxies, once spinning in their eternal, graceful orbits, begin to slow. Their billions of stars, like dust motes in a sunbeam, start to drift from their paths. It is not a chaotic unraveling. It is a thing of profound and terrible beauty, a convergence. Luminous spirals of starlight abandon their formations, all flowing in a silent, inexorable river towards the central sun. This is the first step, conceptual collapse, a gravitational awareness born not of mass but of will. 3 days pass in the outer world, but an eternity of change unfolds within. The micro-realm is no longer a collection of distinct galaxies. It has become a single, dense, brilliant cloud of swirling cosmic matter, a primal nebula from which new worlds are born. The pressure is unimaginable. Kai's spiritual form, the avatar of his will, is drenched in sweat, not from heat, but from the sheer, soul-crushing effort of containing infinity within a finite space. Flashes of memory flicker through his focus, not of past hurts or betrayals, but of creation. He sees his own small hands as a child, meticulously soldering a circuit board, bringing order to chaos with heat and metal. He feels the rich soil as he plants his first tree, a promise of life given to the earth. He sees the blueprints for his realm, lines on a page that became a universe. Each memory is a tool, a lesson reinforcing the fundamental principle he is now enacting, bringing disparate parts into a unified singular whole. From the many one, sovereignty is not control. It is unity of purpose. This is the second phase, the unification of will. His will must become the will of his universe. On the 5th day, the transformation reaches a new crescendo. The swirling nebula inside him has collapsed further, coalescing into a single, raging sphere of light, hotter and brighter than any physical sun. The reaction is so intense it bleeds into the physical world. The temperature of the air around Kai's seated body plummets. Frost, stark white against the green grass, creeps out from him in a perfect, ever-expanding circle. The delicate blades of grass crystallize, shattering like glass at the slightest touch. The domain steward, watching silently from a distance, activates a containment formation around the area. A shimmer of energy envelops the lake, a necessary precaution to keep it from freezing solid under the unnatural cold. Meanwhile, miles away, at the gate of unfolding dawn, a different kind of test is unfolding. The settlement's leader, Maya, has arrived, accompanied by 2 of her most trusted elders. They stand at the 500-meter boundary. A line no one has dared to cross since the gate appeared. Its runes, once dormant, now glow with a soft internal light. Maya is a woman whose sharp eyes miss nothing, her gray-streaked hair pulled back, revealing a face accustomed to command. She extends a hand, not to touch the shimmering harmonic field, but to feel its resonance, its very nature. Her voice is hushed, filled with a dawning wonder. It's not a barrier. It's a question. It asks if your spirit is calm. My tactical mind is screaming at the complexity, the sheer impossibility of its construction, but my intuition, it feels welcomed. This is not a dungeon gate. This is a threshold. One of the elders, his gaze fixed on the distant mountain where Kai resides, nods slowly. The energy from the mountain, it's changed again, not violent, not destructive like before, but heavy, like the air before a storm that never breaks. The world is holding its breath. As if summoned by his words, chaos erupts. From the dense tree line, a massive boar-like creature bursts forth. Its tusks are jagged stone, its eyes glow with the red madness of mana sickness. It's a rogue beast, deranged and powerful, and it's charging straight for the gate, straight for the small group of humans. Mia instinctively tenses, her hand gripping the shaft of a reinforced spear, muscles coiling to meet the charge. But the gate acts first. Before the beast can cross the 100-meter line, the central opalescent light of the archway shimmers. A single pure bell-like tone resonates through the air. It's a sound that seems to vibrate not in the ears but in the soul itself. The charging behemoth skids to a halt, its powerful legs tearing up the earth. It snorts, shaking its massive head in confusion. The rage in its eyes flickers and dies, replaced by a primal, instinctual fear. It sees not a threat but a power far beyond its comprehension. With a final, terrified squeal, it turns and flees back into the forest. Maya slowly lowers her spear, her expression one of pure awe. It pacifies. It doesn't destroy. What kind of power is this? Back inside Kai's dungeon, the final moment has arrived. Day 7. The raging sphere of light has compressed to a point so small, so impossibly bright, it seems to defy physics. It is a pinprick of reality-threatening density, a seed of creation at the precipice of its final form. This is the moment of truth. With one final, monumental exertion of will, an effort that makes his physical body tremble violently, Kai speaks the last word, not with his voice, but with the entirety of his being. Condense. The light winks out. The raging star is gone. In its place, floating in the center of the now empty dungeon space, is the core. It is not a crystal. It is not a sphere of light. It is a black hole sun, a perfect sphere of utter blackness, an absolute void that absorbs all light, all thought. Yet from its event horizon, a soft, ethereal platinum corona radiates outwards. Tiny lights, the last spectral remnants of the galaxies he sacrificed, swirl in a beautiful accretion disk before being gently swallowed by the darkness. It emits gravity. Not a physical force, but a spiritual one, a constant, silent pull on the very essence of being. It is beautiful and terrifying in equal measure. The cosmic Tao Codex awakens in his mind, its voice an ancient echo. Core realm achieved. Core type, singularity seed, quality, cosmic apex. All energy functions amplified by a factor of 10,000. Lifespan extended into geological epochs. Spiritual pressure can now manifest as a tangible force. Kai's eyes open. The world rushes back in. The thick layer of frost coating the ground around him doesn't melt. It sublimates instantly into a cloud of steam, revealing the vibrant green grass beneath, unharmed. He rises to his feet, feeling the universe now anchored within him. It is done. The universe has a heart. Now, to make it unbreakable, we must first break it. Prepare for the extreme core realm. Initiate shattering cycle 1. A new, more arduous journey was about to begin. There is no rest, no moment of triumph. The instant the singularity seed core achieves its perfect, stable state, Kai's will turns against it. A predator against its own creation. He doesn't attack it from the outside with some foolish external force. He commands it from within, from the very seat of his soul where it now resides. A single silent, universe-shattering command echoes in the void of his inner world. Shatter, and inside his dungeon, the perfect black hole core fractures. It is the most painful sound never heard, a symphony of cracking reality. A celestial body breaking apart not in space but in the conceptual firmament of his own being. On the outside, Kai's physical body convulses violently. Thin streams of blood, bright and pure, seep from every pore, only to be instantly purified and vaporized by the sheer intensity of his own escaping energy, turning into a faint, rosy mist that clings to his skin. This is not a physical wound. This is his soul being torn apart, piece by agonizing piece. The domain steward's voice, a calm, emotionless counterpoint to the chaos, reports the damage. Shattering cycle 1 initiated. Soul integrity at 45%. Core matrix destabilized. Critical failure imminent. Kai gasps, a strangled wet sound. Tears of blood, thick as sap, trail from the corners of his eyes, evaporating before they can even trace a path down his cheeks. The pain is a white-hot sun exploding behind his eyes. A chorus of 1 billion souls screaming in his ears. But through it all, his will, his sovereign Tao, remains unbroken. Rebuild. He screams not with his voice but with the full, unyielding force of his consciousness. By the law of my Tao reconstitute. The fragments of the core, glowing with an agonizing fractured light, do not fly apart into the abyss of his dantian. They are held fast, caught in the iron grip of his sovereign will. Like shattered pieces of a dark star, they halt their chaotic spin. Then they begin to move. Pulled by the ghost of their own gravity, the memory of their former perfection, they swirl. It's a maelstrom of pure potential, a cosmic dance of destruction and rebirth. The fragments accelerate, spiraling inward, a vortex of obsidian shards and blinding light until they crash back together. The impact is silent, yet it shakes the foundations of his inner world. When the light subsides, the core is reformed. It is 10% smaller, a noticeable reduction in size, but its blackness is deeper, an absolute void that seems to drink the very concept of light. Its corona, the halo of energy surrounding it, burns brighter, more fiercely than before. And it spins faster, a celestial engine tuned to a higher, more terrifying frequency. The Codex, the ancient law of this realm, recognizes the feat. Extreme core realm cycle 1 of 9 complete. Core density increased by 300%. Spiritual pressure amplified. Energy output increased. Kai slumps forward, his body hanging limply, his breath coming in ragged, shallow heaves. The entire process took less than a single minute, a mere 60 seconds of cosmic time. But the intensity, the sheer existential weight of it, has aged him in ways that years could not. His youthful face is drawn, etched with a profound exhaustion that goes beyond muscle and bone. But the process is not contained. The act of shattering a piece of reality itself has consequences. Master, the domain steward reports, its tone unchanging. The spiritual shockwave from the core shattering has been emitted. It is a wave of pure, unfiltered existential pressure. It propagates at the speed of thought. Far below, at the base of the mountain, the gate of unfolding dawn has been humming with a pure, harmonic tone since Kai's ascension began. For a single gut-wrenching second, that beautiful harmony turns dissonant. A deep, mournful chime echoes from the ancient artifact. A sound that doesn't just vibrate the air, but shakes the very bones of everyone nearby. Maya stumbles, her hand flying to her chest as a sudden, profound, and inexplicable grief washes over her. It feels as if she has just witnessed something beautiful and irreplaceable die, a star winking out in her soul. Beside her, the elders gasp. One of them, a man who has faced down armies of monsters without flinching, collapses to his knees, a choked sob escaping his lips, clutching his head as if to ward off a psychic blow. The vertigo is overwhelming, a feeling of personal, monumental loss that has no name and no source. Miles away, in the skeletal remains of the ruined city, Jack sits alone, methodically sharpening a long, wicked-looking blade. The metallic rasp of stone on steel is the only sound in his desolate camp. As the psychic shockwave washes over him, his hand slips. The newly honed edge of the blade slices deep into his palm, but he doesn't feel the cut. A warm wetness spreads across his hand. But the physical pain is utterly eclipsed by a crushing, soul-deep emptiness that blooms in his chest. It's a hollow ache of such magnitude it steals his breath. He drops the blade with a clatter, his gaze snapping upward, toward the distant, cloud-wreathed mountains. The raw, burning hatred he feels for Kai is still there, but now it's mixed with something new. A primal, instinctual dread that whispers of powers beyond his comprehension, of a gap between them that has just widened into an impossible chasm. And it is not just them. Across the entire region, for hundreds of miles in every direction, every being with even a spark of spiritual sensitivity feels it. The awakened humans huddled in their fortified shelters. The intelligent, mutated monsters prowling the twisted forests, the strange, emergent life forms and the toxic zones, all of them, for one singular, shared moment, feel a universal pang of heartache. A sense of a great and terrible loss, so personal it feels like a memory stolen from their own minds. The world, for one silent second, mourns the death of the old core, completely unaware of the more terrifying thing that has just been born. Back in the heart of the mountain, Kai slowly pushes himself upright. His body trembles with the aftershocks, but his will is already reasserting control. He wipes the phantom trace of blood from his lips, a gesture of defiance against the agony he has just endured. And in his eyes a fierce, almost unholy light burns. 1, he says, his voice a low, gravelly whisper. 8 more to go. He looks out, not with his eyes but with his senses, feeling the echo of his own pain rippling across the world. He feels their confusion, their grief, their dread. A grim, cold smile touches his lips. Each will be harder. Each shockwave will be stronger. Let them feel it. Let the world feel the pain of forging something eternal. Let them feel every single birth pang of the power they forced me to claim. He takes a deep, shuddering breath, and the boundless spiritual energy of the mountain realm floods into him. A willing sacrifice to its new master. The process of recovery begins, his body and soul mending at an impossible rate, preparing for the next, even more violent ordeal. His face, once etched with exhaustion, now sets into a mask of terrifying resolve. He is a smith hammering his own soul on the anvil of reality, and he will not stop until the weapon is perfect. The world outside remains quiet still. From the jagged peaks of the mountains to the distant, skeletal towers of the ruined city, the land seems to be holding its breath. It is a stillness born not of peace but of anticipation. A silence after the first terrible cry of a newborn god, waiting for the screams to begin again. 8 more to go. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the forging of a new power, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next shattering cycle. We'll see you in the next one.